Hi again, everyone. Scott Player Popcorn Fan here, and yes, I know it's been a little while. It's just mainly because I can't use my phone that much right now. But for Thanksgiving, 2 days ago, I saw the new Eternals movie. I saw the new Eternals movie with my sister the other day, and I enjoyed it. And now I want to do my review for the movie. The Eternals. It's the newest MCU film that kind of introduces a whole bunch of new characters, kind of like the Guardians of the Galaxy movie when that movie came out all the way back in 2014. And it's interesting because there's small little connections between Eternals and Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm sure you hardcore fans will know what I mean when I say that, because it kind of talks about the Celestials a little bit. Because Guardians of the Galaxy touched upon that a little bit as well. The Eternals, I'm not the Eternals, but the Celestials, were first introduced in Guardians of the Galaxy. So this new movie, it's an interesting film because I like how this movie kind of delves into the lore and how the world was created in a way. Well, not necessarily how the world was created, but well, yeah, I guess so. Yeah. So it kind of touches upon that bigger, theme of how a world or a universe is created, and that's an interesting kind of story to tell with a movie like this. So there's a lot of themes that address like creation, like in the creation of a species or something like that. You know what I mean? So it's interesting what this movie does, exploring those themes, and similar to what kind of the Prometheus movie did. The Alien prequel film Prometheus. That movie touched upon similar themes as well. So I kind of found a few parallels to that film a little bit, and also kind of Zack Snyder's DC films a little bit too as well. So it's interesting, and there's a certain character in this movie that does remind me of Superman quite a bit. So, but yeah, this movie, I think it does a lot, but at the same time, there's a lot of characters in this movie. There's like almost 10 or so characters in this movie, and this movie kind of tries its best to give every character a moment to shine. Well, I think Gemma Chan's character of Cersei, obviously she's like the main character. You follow her from beginning to end, and you follow some of the other characters get a lot more, some don't. So there are certain characters that don't get fleshed out enough, and there's this one particular character who there's a twist with his character close to the second act of the film. There's a certain twist with his point of view that we learn about, and he kind of becomes the movie's villain. So I don't want to spoil it too much, but for those of you that have seen the movie, I'm sure you all know what I mean. And I liked how the deviants, like the creatures in this movie, they start out being like the main threat, but then you realize that the real threat is something else, and it's interesting to see. It's interesting. So overall, I enjoy this movie. I think it looks really good visually. A lot of great action sequences, and the acting is really good for the most part. The movie was well cast, and another thing about this movie that I noticed is that there's a lot of Game of Thrones alumni in this movie, or Game of Thrones kind of being represented a little bit in the Marvel universe within this film, because the actor that played Robb Stark in the earlier seasons of Game of Thrones is in the movie as Icarus, and he's an interesting character. And also, there's Gemma Chan's character named Cersei, and then there's also Kit Harington, Jon Snow himself, also in this movie. So there's a lot of Game of Thrones kind of elements being thrown into the mix within this film, which I really liked. So overall, I do enjoy this movie. It's a good movie, although I don't think it's I think the story just gets a little bit muddled at the end with some of the twists, and also not all of the characters are fleshed out enough. So that's my main thoughts on the movie. So if I had to give a grade for it, I'd probably give it like an A-. That would be my grade for Eternals. So that should do it for this review. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.